So now what we'll do is we'll go through creating a plan and profile sheet set. To do this, you need an alignment with a vertical profile, in this case a corridor. You don't need to display the profile. It's going to actually display it automatically when we create the sheets. So what we'll do is we'll go to our Project Explorer, we'll right click on Polson Bypass, and we will create a sheet set. So again, we're going to create a sheet set. We're going to give this a name called Plan and Profile. The sheet type in this case will be a profile type. The paper size is architectural 24 by 36, landscape, and the corridor that we're using is the Polson Bypass, which is in our project. We'll click OK. It'll take a second, and it's going to come up and it's going to create a view. And in this view, you can see that it has a temporary or a setup of our sheet. Now we've got some overlap of some viewports that we have to resize to accommodate our actual title block that we have. So you can see the title block is being used from the Polson Bypass information. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down under Sheet Settings, and we are going to click on Plottable Area. So we need to define the plottable area. We want the offset to come over to a corner at 1 inch, comma 0.5. So we're going to be at the corner of our title block. The width that we're going to use is for the width of our main column here is basically 32.5, and the height is going to be 23. So it's going to put it down within the limits of our project here. Now we can come in also and change the layer that this plottable area is drawn on. Maybe we want to set this to that plot view layer as well. Oops. Put it on plot view. Set that here, plot view. Okay. Then what we need to do is we need to go to the sheet layout. We need to change the actual sheet layout information. So the column width is going to be the same. It's going to be 32.5. The column height is 23, so that's fine. And then for the offset, we want that to be at 0, 0. We can change the horizontal and vertical scale accordingly. We can get that to be modified and changed. You can see our profile height. You got vertical separation. You can put the plan above or plan below or no plan at all. A lot of different settings in here that you can play with. You just got to figure out which one's going to work best for you. Next, we'll come down and click on Profile Diagram. We don't have to change anything here, but you can limit it by the station range. But let's go to Plan, and what we want to do is change the layer that this is on. So we're going to set this to Plot View as well. Pick Plot View for this. The filter, we don't want all, we want to use My Filter. So that'll change what's displayed in the plan view. And we can take a look at the remaining settings. You can put, whether you want a rectangular dyna view rather than, instead of what it's doing here is just following the actual alignment and corridor. So if we wanted it to show everything, we could just change that dyna view type. We could set up different colors, line styles. We could put a north arrow on as well. So once you've gone through and set up and looked at all the different settings, you can go through here and you can change the labels, you can tell it what surfaces are displayed, how they're displayed. So under design, you can see what layer, what color that's going to be on, the existing terrain, again, what layer and color. So, if we made that a different color, that'll show up in our view accordingly. We can put the strata on a different color and or different layer as well. So we can put the strata on maybe this color here, different layer. You can bring in different reference lines, how they're displayed. Again, controlling the way everything looks within the project. Design labels, so there's different settings for each type of label for the vertical profile. so on and so forth. And in the plan view, it's really how you set up, what you set up in your plan as well. Once you have that, then all you're going to do is go over to the Polson Bypass plan sets, and you can see where it says plan and profile. We're just going to right click on this and we're going to select build sheets. So this will use the parameters and the settings that we have here, and we'll go through and build out the sheets. When we expand that, you can see now it's created a sheet for along that entire alignment. You can see there's quite a few sheets here. So if we had to set each one of these up manually, that would take an awful long time. So if we close this and we right click on, let's say, sheet 20 and go to the new, basically right click and go new sheet view, it's going to open up that sheet. And again, we can use this guy down here to zoom or switch between sheets. So here we can see that it's displaying our corridor and our surface. In this case, it's got our station labels. Again, all this information can be modified and adjusted. We just wanted to go through and show you how to build that sheet. So here's the labels for the vertical curve. Again, we can control the text size all through those settings. So if you want to go back and make any adjustments, you basically just go back to plan and profile and select edit. So when you go to edit, you're going to edit the master basically template for these plan and profile sheets. So again, I can come in here and start making adjustments and tweaks of how I want things to be displayed. Then when you're done, you would just go back and tell it to rebuild the sheets. You can see that it's numbering them, so 26 of 104, and it's given a title based on the station value. So that's simply how you create the plan and profile sheets. Again, the key is getting everything set up, getting your title block set up. That becomes the most time consuming portion.